number 30, Phil Clark from Vanderbilt. Batting eighth, second baseman, Quincy McMcAfee. A lifelong Wareham native, Joshua works in Plymouth, finding caregivers in homes for adults with disabilities. He has performed with Cape Cod Opera, Opera by the Bay in Hingham and Duxbury, and also performed in Disneyland Paris. He and his fiancée are the directors of Saints and Singers Chorus in Buzzards Bay. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Joshua McKiernan.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous tide o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming,
Welcome on into Spillane Field, home of the Wareham Gatemen, the 4-1 Wareham Gatemen, as they get set to take on the 1-3 Orleans Firebirds in a doubleheader this Sunday afternoon. Happy Father's Day to all fathers listening. And welcome. Yeah, my name is Enrique Demore. Happy to have you here with us whenever, whyever, and wherever you're tuning in. It's my first time on the WCTV airwaves, so you got to listen to J.D. Rauchi, you got to listen to Cam Stewart, two of my esteemed broadcast colleagues. Hopefully you'll have just as much fun, if not more, with me. Two 7-inning affairs on the way today. Pitching matchup-wise, it's two names. Well, one name that you have seen before, one name being Joey Matulovic, who will get the start today, junior from Cal. He's on the bump for Wareham today. And on the other side of things for Orleans, stud pitcher in his own right, Riley Ornedo from the University of San Francisco, first team all West Coast Conference. The sophomore had 95 strikeouts and 96 innings of work, a 2.5 ERA this year for the San Francisco Dons. We'll take you through starting lineups here in a moment. First for the visiting Orleans Firebirds, batting first, center fielder Pat DeMarco, batting second, the right fielder Matt Frazier, batting third and catching Jax Groshans, who's been all the offense this year for the Orleans Firebirds, who are batting just $1.94 as a team. That's good for dead last in the Cape League. Wareham at .234, not faring much better though, 8th in the Cape Cod Baseball League after a 4-hit affair yesterday at Harwich. 2-0 loss, first one of the year for the Gatemen, as the Gatemen trot out to take their spots. We'll finish up the Orleans Firebird lineup. Batting cleanup for the Firebirds, Logan Wyatt, the sophomore out of Louisville. Batting fifth, Carter Aldretti, who has also batted .267. That is the highest on qualified hitters for the Orleans Firebirds. Kind of shows you how the year's been going offensively for them. He's from Arizona State. Batting sixth, Phil Clark from Vanderbilt. Batting seventh, Spencer Steer from Oregon. Eighth, Quincy McAfee from Pepperdine. And finally, ninth, Salgazzo out of Tulane. Gatemen in their all-white uniforms with the red numbers on the back. The black outline. No dark piping down the white pants. And hat-wise, navy blue hats with the red W, white outlines around those red Gatemen on the front of their jerseys. For the Gatemen starting line, we'll get that for you in just a second here. So it's the usual suspects at the top of the order. Skylar Hunter back in the leadoff spot, the center fielder from Purdue. Batting second, playing second base, Oliver Dunn. Oliver Dunn and Isaac Collins, of course, have been splitting time this year at the 4-hole, I should say. Batting third, the man himself, Andrew Vaughn, the sophomore from Cal, Golden Spikes Award finalist for it's the Heisman Trophy equivalent for college baseball. Batting fourth, Brian Packard, playing left field. Batting fifth, Parker Phillips in the DH spot. Batting sixth, Bryson Stott, playing shortstop. Batting seventh, Andrew Millis behind the plate. Batting eighth, back in the lineup in an official capacity after coming back from injury, Austin Shenton playing third. And in right field, Dominic Clementi rounds out the order for the Wareham Gatemen. We are underway. Strike one is delivered to the leadoff man for the Orleans Firebirds, Pat DeMarco, freshman center fielder from Vanderbilt. Second pitch is a ball down low. From the windup, Matulovic deals it his second start of the year for the Gatemen, tipped it into the glove for strike two. DeMarco, Frazier, and Groshans. 1-2-3 for Orleans today. That one misses upstairs. Waste pitch 2-2 on Pat DeMarco. Infield playing pretty much straight up. Swinging a tap foul towards the on-deck circle on the Orleans side of things. So we'll do it again. Count stays at 2-2. Can't see the bat color too well, but it looks like it's got some red on it for DeMarco. Now it misses upstairs. Count runs full. That one dribbled over to shortstop. Stott on one hop and one throw gets it across the diamond for out number one. Matt Frazier up next, the sophomore right fielder from the University of Arizona, playing out there in the Pac-12. Last summer played his ball with the Duluth Huskies of the Northwoods League. And on that team was teammates with current Wareham Gatemen, Isaac Collins, as well as Luke Roscom. Frazier, a lot of speed. An outfielder for Arizona and for Duluth last year. Drops down a bunt down the third base line. This was a dribbler. Could be tough. Shenton running throw. Did he get him? He did not by a half step. Frazier able to beat it out, so he's aboard with a bunt single. Placed that down the line about as well as anyone could have. Caught just enough of the grass to let it die down, but got it past Matulovic on the mound. So Austin Shenton had to come screaming in from third. He was not expecting the bunt at all. Was playing even with the bag right about where he is right now. Infielders a double play depth. Stott and Dunn up the middle, pinched ever so slightly. First pitch to Jackson Groshans is a strike. Groshans also played a summer ball last year in the Northwoods League with the Mankato Moondogs. Finished the season batting in the high 200s and comes into today batting .267. Time is called as Matulovic steps off. Matulovic sets. Quick pickoff move over to first. Safe by a hair. Really fast feed by Matulovic. As a right-hander, it's so tough to have a deceptive pickoff move going over to first base. You got to rely on either quick feet or varied timing. And as a pitcher, it's so easy to settle into a rhythm as another attempt is made, but nothing doing. And not vary up your looks. And so easy to draw a balk as well if you try to be too fast with those feet. But Matulovic, 2 for 2 as far as not drawing a balk. That one lifted straight back and foul. Towards my other broadcast partners, J.D. Rachi and Cam Stewart. They got a plexiglass protector for foul balls up there that was knocked out of place the last home game. That one a laser caught and steps on first as Andrew Vaughn. An unassisted double play from Andrew Vaughn, and the side is retired just as quickly as it started. Scoreless through half an inning. We go to the bottom of the first. Gatemen get their first crack on offense here on WCTV. Welcome back, 0-0 in the bottom of the first inning. Here at Spillane Field, Riley Ornito set to go, the sophomore from San Francisco University. As I said, first team West Coast Conference rather. 5'9", 5'11", 195 pounds. Delivers ball 1 in the dirt down to Skylar Hunter. Pitch number 2, ball low, run the count to 2-0. Skylar Hunter, a guy who perennially at the top of the lineup with a lot of speed, has registered some stolen bases. Back-to-back games has reached on a bunt single. And yesterday against Harwich, on a day that the Gatemen really struggled to find anything really offensively, had 1 hit all game until the 8th inning, as that one is chopped on 2 hops across the diamond. Nifty play by Spencer Steer to retire the speedy Hunter, or Skylar Hunter. 1 up, 1 down. But Skylar Hunter, a 2-for-4 effort yesterday, had half the team's hits. Like I said, only 4 hits by the Gatemen, struck out 6 times, and left 10 men on base, too. Given 5 free passes by Mariners pitching. But other than that, the staff was dominant in that 2-0 victory. First Gateman loss of the year, as that one's fouled back off the bat of Oliver Dunn. Dunn went 0-for-4 in last night's contest. Did manage to reach base via the walk, though, batting 167 on the year. Infield plan Dunn, the lefty to pull. From the windup, Ornito delivers. Strike right down Broadway, 2-1. From left to right in the outfield for Orleans, Aldretti, DeMarco, and Frazier. In the infield, Steer, Gazzo, McAfee, and Wyatt. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball low. Now to retire Oliver Dunn as the throw down to third. To try to throw around the horn, sails into left field. Jackson Roshan's not able to send it down to his third baseman, Spencer Steer, accurately. Now here comes Andrew Vaughn, a guy who had an uncharacteristically poor day at the plate yesterday. 0-for-3, 2 strikeouts. This is a guy who's an extremely patient hitter, works counts very well. And you don't hit 406 without doing that. In one of the best freshman years at Cal in 2017, and then in 2018, just about every accolade you could think of. First team All Pac-12, first team All-American, Pac-12 Player of the Year, finalist for the Golden Spikes Award, as I'd mentioned. Only sophomore on that list. The rest of them seniors who were all taken in the first round of the MLB draft, pretty much. Vaughn, a Team USA member, he'll be leaving us in a couple of weeks to fulfill his duties there. Changeup catches some of the zone upstairs, 1-1. Or 0-2, I should say. Ornito gets his sign from his catcher. The windup deals. The 0-2 pitch, good breaking ball low, but it doesn't get into the zone. Vaughn lets it go by for ball 1. Bryant Packard waits on deck, batting .353 on the year. Good for second on the team. Team leader, Austin Shenton, back in the lineup, batting 8th, pinch hit in yesterday's ball game. Ground ball up the middle, should be routine. A spinning grab by Gazzo off the bag, but he laid the tag down, did Logan Wyatt, grabbed Andrew Vaughn before he hit the plate, so the Gatemen as well go 1-2-3. We're through 1, scoreless at Spillane Field on Father's Day. We'll be right back. Top of the second coming at you from WCTV. Welcome back. Top of the second inning here from Spillane Field. Strike one delivered immediately by Joey Matulovic to Logan Wyatt, first baseman, sophomore from Louisville. It'll be Wyatt, Aldretti, and Clark 4-5-6 to face Matulovic in the top of the second inning. Now strike two very quickly delivered. Matulovic cooking here. We saw Matulovic in the season opener as that one sails way upstairs. Not exactly a waste pitch. Well, it was wasted. Maybe not the way Matulovic would have liked, though. Easy 1-2 count. Still in the driver's seat here against Wyatt. Matulovic, a lanky dude up there, 6'4", 210 is what he's listed as. Chopper on a couple hops to Dunn. Fields it near the outfield grass. Fires over to first for out number one. Matulovic in that 12-4 win against Chatham. One that was a close game until the end there when the game had exploded for 7 runs in the 9th inning, capped off by, of course, that unforgettable Andrew Vaughn grand slam, an absolute frozen rope over the left field wall over there at Veterans Field. Strike one delivered to Carter Aldretti, another guy hitting that team-leading 267 mark. Well, now the only one after Jackson Groshans popped into that double play, or lined into that double play. Swing and a miss, 0-2. But Matulovic in that start against Chatham, 4 innings of work, gave up 4 hits, no runs earned or otherwise. Struck out 4, but also walked 4 of the 19 batters he faced, as that one is fouled off down the third base line, little dribbler. Opponents batting .267 against Matulovic in that small sample size. Carter Aldretti 1 for 4 with a run scored in yesterday's ball game. Swing and a miss, got him on strikes, and that one is brought to you as always by Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. Matulovic's first strikeout of the day. And he's retired 3 straight after giving up the single to Matt Frazier. Phil Clark, the batter, designated hitter from Vanderbilt. First pitch to him, little check swing foul ball down the left field line. For a check swing, the thing traveled like 250 feet. It's not a cheap hit. He's got some power in those arms. For 5'11", 190, that's all the more impressive. Making his Cape League debut. Bats from the left side and throws from the right side. Listed as a catcher, but playing designated hitter today for the Orleans Firebirds. Ground ball right side to Dunn. Easy play for the second baseman from Utah, and the side is retired. The Orleans Firebirds go 1-2-3 yet again, and we are through 1.5. Matulovic cruising through 2 on WCTV. Welcome back to Spillane Field. 0-0 is your score. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Riley, Oronito set to face Brian Packard, Parker Phillips, and Bryson Stott. feared heart of the order for the Wareham Gatemen. Ball 1 just misses outside to Brian Packard. Packard 1 for 4 in the 2-0 loss to Harwich yesterday. Hard fastball misses outside. 2-0 now to Packard. And for a team that came into today with the worst run differential in the Cape Cod Baseball League at -10, Harwich is out to, guess what, a 5-0 lead over Falmouth through 4 in Falmouth. Everyone playing double headers today in the Cape League. That one fouled straight back. Bourne up 1-0 on Chatham. YD getting set to do battle against Catuit at 5 o'clock. And finally, Brewster at Hyannis at 6. And everybody is playing 2 today, as I mentioned. Or I should say, excuse me, both those games are the second games of doubleheaders. Brewster ahead 2-0 on Hyannis. And YD and Catuit are tied at 4 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Swing and a miss from Packard puts the count at 2-2. Packard slowly waves the bat over his left shoulder. Ornito from the windup fires. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Second of the day for Ornito. Missed low with the fastball a couple times. Hit it a couple times high. On the pitch right before he struck Packard out, got him to swing over the top of a changeup at the knees. Came back with that high fastball. Packard swung right through it. Really, really good pitch sequence by Ornito. That one fouled off into the screen, almost hit the ball boys for Orleans. Parker Phillips, designated hitter today. Orleans in third to last as far as team ERA goes, 4.77. Category that the Wareham are in third in the league in at 2.66. It has been the pitching that's been holding it down all year for the game, and the offense has been good. But the one blip yesterday allowed the pitching to take over as a dominant stat for the Gatemen. Ornito misses just outside to Parker Phillips. Infield straight up on Phillips, as they should be. He can hit it to all parts of the park. Rhythmically cocking the bat over his right shoulder. Ornito from the windup. Swing and a miss on the high fastball. Strike 2. He's had a lot of success with that high fastball. That's really what the art of pitching comes down to when you distill it to its purest essence, is making bad pitches look good. Ornito has done that very well through an inning and a third. After a long pause, Ornito is set. The 2-2. Oh, it got him in the helmet. So he tried to spin out of the way. With one out, Parker Phillips is aboard. Ornito visibly frustrated with himself. One just got away from him right there. Got him what looks like right in the back of the helmet as he tried to spin out of the way. That you could hear the clunk all the way here from high above left field. The trainer's out there making sure he can see straight, remembers his name, all that fun stuff, making sure his brain's okay. Got a little stoppage in play here. But Phillips waves everybody off. He says, "I'm fine." And they believe him. One away. He sits at first. Bryson Stott, the batter. Stott with a USA leading 30 doubles this year at UNLV. Truly remarkable number as he fouls that one straight back. 0-1. Andrew Millis waits on deck. He's been shuffling in and out of the catcher spot as well. Between him, Michael Amditis, and Luke Roscom. Roscom has been okay defensively, but he has struggled mightily at the plate. Did not register an official at bat yesterday. Was hit by a pitch and walked twice. Andrew Millis trying to make good on an opportunity here. Wide open, crouched lefty stance. Waits on the 0-1, gets it. It sails outside 1-1. Probably more exciting is the fact that Austin Shenton is back in the lineup, batting 8th. 2 away from getting an opportunity here. He fouled a pitch off his knee a couple games ago at Falmouth. And according to sources on the team, it, quote, looked like he had 2 knees. It was a nasty little injury. But he came in a pinch hit yesterday. That one misses low and in to the lefty Stott. 2-1. But he came on and pinch hit in yesterday's 2-0 loss to Harwich and made good on that opportunity to raise his average to a scintillating 462 on the year. That one lifted foul down behind the third base bleachers, so we'll do it again. 1-2, or 2-2, excuse me, is now the count. And if that 462 batting average seems really good, do you think, how does that stack up with the rest of the league? There's just one guy better than him in the entire league, and it is not, weirdly enough, Peyton Burdick of Katuitt, the guy who started off the season. That one is fouled off straight back. Now we'll do it again, 2-2. Peyton Burdick for Katuitt started out the season with quite the bang. Went 4 for 4 with 3 home runs and 7 RBIs. I mean, those are video game numbers, folks. He was on a temp contract, believe it or not. Katuitt did the right thing. They signed him to a full one as he keeps leading the Cape Cod Baseball League in a lot of offensive statistics, if not in the top 5 in pretty much every single one. From the stretch, Ornito delivers. That one sent high, shallow into right field. 3 fielders converging on it and making an over-the-head catch. Nice grab. McAfee ranging into right field in the foul ground in right field. Makes a nice grab for out number 2. Took a lot of coordination. He just kind of kept on running. I was surprised that Frazier didn't call him off in right. McAfee thought he had a better beat on it, and indeed he did. Quincy McAfee, the sophomore second baseman from Pepperdine, entering the highlight reel early here. 0-0 is your score. Now with 2 down, Andrew Millis, the sophomore from Missouri State, is the batter. Another guy with a crouched, open lefty stance. That right foot on the outside of the batter's box, left foot back and in. Strike down the middle, taken, 0-1. A 1 pitch fouled off by the third base bleachers, 0-2. Ornito about to throw his 29th pitch of the ball game. Worked really quickly through the first inning. Sat down at the top of the Gatemen order, 1-2-3. Now Mills with a man at first and 2 away. Trying to get a little something going here for the Gatemen. The 0-2 pitch up the middle under the glove of an outstretched McAfee. Tried to make another highlight reel play there. Doesn't come up with it. Instead, it's Matt Frazier who airmails it into the infield. Let Spencer Steer there to back up his shortstop, Sal Gazzo. 2 on, 2 out for Austin Shenton. Parker Phillips at second after he was hit by a pitch with 1 out. And Andrew Millis at first. Singled into right field, hard hit ground ball. The Gatemen have a man in scoring position. We've talked about it seemingly all year, pregame show, postgame show, during the broadcast, that the Gatemen have a problem with leaving men on base. And if you look back at some of those numbers, the Gatemen are indeed 4-1, but they could easily be 5-0. They could have won a 1-run walk-off and a 2-run win over Katuitt after that by a lot more. They've relied on late-inning heroics a lot this year. Couldn't get anything going heroic or otherwise yesterday, though, against Harwich. So they dropped the Gatemen for the first time. That one skied into deep left field, ranging into the corner. Is Carter Aldretti, and the side is retired. The Gatemen do indeed strand 2. And score 0. We go to the top of the third here from Spillane Field, scoreless on WCTV. Welcome back to Spillane Field. Top of the third inning. We are scoreless between the Wareham Gatemen and the Orleans Firebirds. First meeting of 4 all season and 2 today between these two teams. A pair of 7-inning ball games coming at you here on WCTV, as well as on the Gatemen Baseball Network. You can check them out on youtube.com/Wareham Gatemen. Got a live stream going of both games today. Pitch number 2 to Spencer Steer is skied into right center field. Dominic Clementi comes over and makes the grab in right center. 2 pitches, 1 up. Excuse me. 2 pitches, 1 up, 1 down. Quincy McAfee, who made a stellar play out in shallow right field in the field, now comes up to bat for the Firebirds. Matulovic faced the minimum 7 number of batters so far today and delivers strike 1 to McAfee. If you listen to me broadcast enough, you know I love to throw this one out there. The importance of a first pitch strike is illustrated by the movie Moneyball. They say that a batter's average goes down 75 points if he goes down 0-1 in the count. You know, first pitch strikes are important, but try to mathematize it, give it a little more concrete backing as to that statement. That one sent a line drive off the glove of Shenton, and that's going to dribble into shallow right field, or left field, excuse me, for a base hit. We'll see how they score it. That one was scorched off the bat of McAfee, and Shenton got a glove on it, but not enough to close it around it. So with 1 out, Firebirds have a man aboard. Still waiting on the official scoring on that one. A rule of thumb I've heard is if you got your glove on it, you should have been able to catch it. So by that standard, it should be an error. But that was a quick play to make. He hit it hard enough for it to be scored a hit. I mean, you know, a hard hit ball is still can be counted as a successful at bat, at least personally. And they are in fact going to score an error on Austin Shenton. So now here's Salgazzo waiting on pitch number 2. Swung right through the first one out of the hand of Matulovic. E5 for those of you keeping score at home. Gazzo, the sophomore from Tulane, steps in, drops a bunt down the third base line. Shenton grabs this one barehanded across the diamond. It brought Andrew Vaughn off the bag. So everyone is safe. It would have taken an absolutely Herculean effort to get Salgazzo as he scurried up the line. Another guy like Skylar Hunter, who chops his steps pretty quickly, makes him look faster than he is. But still a very good run by the middle infielder for the Firebirds. So now McAfee moves over to second. And unconventionally, Firebirds have a little 1-out magic going here. Two on, 1 out. Flip the lineup card over. Here comes Pat DeMarco again. Grounded out to Bryson Stott at short. They're going to rule that a single. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball in the outside corner. Pat DeMarco way out ahead of that one. Had no chance. I definitely see the reasoning behind ruling it a single. As like I said, even if Shenton were to make a perfect throw over there, it probably wouldn't have beaten the runner. It did bring Vaughn off the bag, which made it maybe look a little worse than it was. But even if that was a perfect throw, it would have been a bang-bang play, and he probably would have been safe. That one lined into right field, going to get down for a base hit. Around second, they will hold up McAfee. It's a good throw from Clementi. Gets in there on time, and he hit it hard enough to where it got into the glove of Clementi so quickly that McAfee, despite his best efforts, could only get to third, held up by third base coach. He got a fantastic name, and I'm trying to remember it. Giuseppe Papaccio. At his time at the Naval Academy, D1 third-team All-American. Had a 2-year stretch there where the Naval Academy racked up most wins in a 2-year stretch. Now here comes Matt Frazier. Did he go around? It hit him. It was a breaking ball in the dirt that Frazier started to go around on. But he stopped not because he didn't want to swing at it, but because it hit him in the foot. And now Don Snedden is going to go out to have a word with the home plate umpire. But should this call stand, and I imagine it would, it'll be a 1-0 lead for the Firebirds. And Matt Frazier will be credited with an RBI, despite getting hit by a pitch. So offensively, he's had the most successful day of anyone so far. 1 for 1 with a single and an RBI, coming in 2 different at-bats. So McAfee comes around to score. Salgazzo able to move over to third. Don Snedden still having words with the home plate umpire. So to catch you up on a very eventful and quick third inning, Spencer Stott started things off by flying out to Dominic Clementi. Quincy McAfee reached on an error by Austin Shenton on a line drive that he let pop out of his glove and dribbled into left field. Salgazzo, well-placed bunt down the third base line, ate up Shenton again. Rip and a miss on a fastball by Jax Groshans. And Pat DeMarco laced a single into right field. He was able to reach that capacity. He sits at second as Matt Frazier, with the bases loaded, hit by pitch, drives in the first Orleans run of the day. And Jax Groshans down early, 0-1. Checked a swing on that one, but home plate umpire says strike 2 to Mr. Groshans. And what was a couple unlucky breaks for the Gatemen away from being a quick inning finds Joey Matulovic getting ready to throw his 35th pitch of the day. 24th of the inning coming up right now. High fly ball, lazily hit into shallow left field. Tagging from third is Gazzo. The throw down from left field. He got him! Andrew Millis holds up the glove as they hose Salgazzo. Bryant Packard with an absolute laser out of his hand to retire the side and save a 2-0 lead for Orleans. Firebirds leave them loaded, but they do take an early lead here. We go to the bottom of the third inning, see if the Gatemen can answer back on WCTV. Welcome back. 1-0 Firebirds on WCTV. The RBI hit by pitch for Matt Frazier, the sophomore, the junior from Arizona, makes it 1-0 Firebirds. First pitch of the inning lifted lazily into left field. Aldretti under it, and Dominic Clementi is retired on one pitch. Clementi was starting to hit the ball hard finally, but his last couple at-bats, he's gone back to his old ways. But that definitely is the aberration, as this kid hit a cool 363 for Michigan this past year. First team all Big Ten. This Michigan team went on a double-digit win streak as ball one is delivered outside to Skylar Hunter. Or strike one, excuse me. Now strike two to Hunter. He's down very quickly, 0-2. Grounded out to Spencer Steer at third his last time up. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for the Gatemen so far today. 1 run, 3 hits. No errors for the Firebirds. Firebirds come in today 1-3. We're playing the first of 2 7-inning doubleheaders, or 1 doubleheader, 2 games, I should say. Got a little piece of that one. Defensive swing, if I've ever seen one, by Skylar Hunter on 0-2. Dribbler down the first baseline, foul. So we'll do it again. Skylar Hunter, a sophomore from Purdue. Big Ten tournament, all first team selection. Or first team all tournament. I can never remember which order those words go in. First team all Big Ten tournament for his Boilermakers as they won the tournament. Rip and a miss at a fastball down low. Absolutely merciless out of the hand of Ornito. His third strikeout of the day. Skylar Hunter drops to 0-2. 2 up, 2 down. Here comes Oliver Dunn, victim of the first Ornito strikeout of the day, his first time up. Shows bunt, pulls back, does Dunn, as that one is in the dirt, 0-1, or 1-0. Beautiful day for baseball, barely a cloud in the sky. That one is ripped down the right field line for a base hit. Over very quickly on it is Matt Frazier, so it'll be just 1 base for Oliver Dunn. But the second Gateman hit of the day comes with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. Now here comes Andrew Vaughn, a guy who knows a thing or two about hitting baseballs and driving in runners. Vaughn 0-1, he bounced out to Gazzo his first time up. One of the most, if not the most, impressive player in the country, standing right there at home plate, folks. And just a sophomore, too, as Oliver Dunn has attempted to be picked off. Nothing doing, though. Dunn has speed over at first. No stolen bases on the year for that young man just yet. Skylar Hunter, the only guy who's been doing any base stealing for the Gatemen. But Dunn has the capacity to do it. He's got a moderate-sized lead over at first, holding him on is Logan Wyatt. Pitch to Vaughn, rocketed down the 3rd base line. This could be 2 over to 2nd for 1. That'll do it. As Andrew Vaughn bounces into what will be scored, a 5-4 fielder's choice for those of you keeping score at home. But either way, Dunn is retired at 2nd base. And we move to the top of the 4th inning here from Spillane Field. You're listening to Gateman Baseball. 1-0 Firebirds, your score on WCTV. 1-0 Firebirds back at Spillane Field for the top of the fourth inning. 4-5-6 set to face Joey Matulovic. Logan Wyatt, Carter Aldretti, and Phil Clark as that one is lifted into left center field. Diving grab by Skylar Hunter. Highlight reel play, given a pat on the back by Brian Packard, as he should. Skylar Hunter full speed ahead, got a perfect angle on that one. A nice head first dive to secure the out. Joey Matulovic tips his cap. And Logan Wyatt is retired. Most dangerous aspect of Skylar Hunter's speed is definitely in center field. As Aldretti waves and misses. That was a big boy swing. For those of you MLB The Show players or 2K players for baseball, that was a B swing. Wanted all of that one, tried to make it a 2-0 lead. With one swing of the bat, was not able to do it though, and watches ball one go by to count evens. 1-1. Aldretti 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Watches ball 2, about shin level, or ball 1, excuse me. The count is 1-2. My apologies. Matulovic has done a fantastic job all day of getting out ahead of guys count-wise. Sends a missile on the ground, foul down the third base line. So we'll do it again, 1-2. I want to wish a happy Father's Day from everyone here at WCTV, to everyone listening. Hope your day was filled with loved ones, gifts, special time, special bonding with Father in your life. Ball 1 out, ball 2 outside. Now here comes the next pitch. That one fouled straight back, so we'll do it again, 2-2. 1 out, nobody on. Logan Wyatt with a sensational play in center field. To rob Logan Wyatt, it would have been a double, maybe a triple. A sophomore from Arizona State takes a swing and a miss at that one. He got him on strikes. Matulovic's second strikeout of the day. That one brought to you, of course, by Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. Looked like Riley Oronito out there with the high fastball. That's where he's found success. 2 up, 2 down. 3 straight retired after the RBI hit by pitch from Matt Frazier. And the pitch to the, or a trip to the mound. Here. Jim Lawler out to discuss strategy, and you can do so as well, discussing investment strategy with Joe Crespi from Merrill Lynch, who sponsors this trip to the mound. Probably just talking about pitch count, as Matulovic is at 45, 46th of the day. Coming up here will be the first offering to Phil Clark of Vanderbilt. And that's a strike right down the middle again. Matulovic showing his mettle and getting out in front of guys count-wise. Through 3 2/3, pair of strikeouts, no walks, and 1 unearned run given up by Matulovic. That one rocketed on 1 hop. Actually, not on 1 hop. I thought Oliver Dunn might have picked it out of the ground, but he caught it before it hit the ground. So a line out to the second baseman from Utah retires the side. Joey Matulovic goes 1, 2, 3 in the fourth, and the Firebirds lead it 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning here on WCTV. 1-0 Firebirds here at Spillane Field. Happy Father's Day. Game 1 of 2 on this Sunday afternoon between these two teams. First of 4 meetings all year. First of 2 today between the Gatemen and the Firebirds. First pitch lifted high into shallow center field. Over is Gazzo to make the catch. Brian Packard retired on 1 pitch. Gatemen come in today 4-1, leading the West Division in the Cape Cod Baseball League standings, and the Orleans Firebirds in dead last in the East at 1-3. Not much has gone right statistically for the Firebirds this year. Third to last in ERA is with a team number at 477, which isn't fantastic. Strike 1 delivered to Parker Phillips. And a 194 team batting average doesn't help things either. Swing and a miss. Good fastball. Runs inside to the righty Parker Phillips, 0-2. One run, 3 hits, no errors for Orleans. No runs on 2 hits. 1 error for your Wareham Gatemen. Strike 3, hard fastball at the knees. Rung him up. Riley Ornito showing no mercy. Parker Phillips is down looking. 4th strikeout of the day for Ornito, and very quickly 2 outs here in the 4th for Wareham. Riley Ornito has thrown 4 pitches this inning. Bryson Stott going to try to raise that number a little bit, but Ornito has looked pretty much unhittable all day today. This is his first appearance in the Cape. It's the 5th game of the year for the Orleans Firebirds, so he's their 5 guy, but he's an ace caliber player nationwide. Ball 1 to Stott, and now ball 2 as that one's outside. Lefty on righty. 1-0 Firebirds. Gatemen haven't gotten much offensively. Looper into shallow center field. Diving attempt, not going to get there. That's going to roll under the glove of DeMarco. Going to roll into deep center field around first and into second. Standing up as Matt Frazier finally gets the ball in is Bryson Stott. We'll see what they rule that. I definitely see the reason for the dive attempt by Pat DeMarco, the center fielder from Vanderbilt. But it might have been smarter just to let that one drop, as the Gatemen now, instead of a man on first with 2 outs, have a man in scoring position for Andrew Millis. Millis 1 for 1 today with a single into right. And on deck is Austin Shenton. Stott with a big lead off second. No one really holding him on. Strike on the inside corner to Millis. They're going to rule that a single, but an error charge to the center fielder, DeMarco. I say that allowed Stott to advance to second. Ornito takes his time on the bump and continues to do so. Working from the stretch, a little bit of rarity today for Orleans pitching. That one lifted into left field, shading foul. Sliding attempt made by Aldretti, but he won't get there. Just shy of the upright that reads Vikings on it, as this is the outfield doubles as the football field during the fall for the Wareham High Vikings. Nordino as well. He gets some patience from the Gatemen hitting. About to reach pitch number 50. And here it comes of the 0-2 flavor to Andrew Millis. Time is called, so we'll get it in just a second here. Infield playing Millis to pull. Gazzo has his eye on Bryson Stott, but not much else. Playing deep in the hole is McAfee, almost in shallow right field. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. 5th strikeout of the day to strand a man at second for Wareham. Riley Oronito continues his dominance of Gatemen hitters. We go to the top of the 5th inning here from Spillane Field. 1-0 Firebirds on WCTV. Welcome back. 1-0 Firebirds. Top of the 5th inning. Joey Matulovic back to work for Wareham. He'll face Steer, McAfee, and Gazzo 7, 8, 9. As the Firebirds do, in fact, lead it 1-0, ball 1. Delivered to Spencer Steer, the sophomore from Oregon. And that one lifted into deep left center field. Going back on it is Packard. He's not going to get there. It's going to roll to the wall. Cleared Packard's glove by about 5 feet. Rifles it into center or into third base to prevent Steer from heading into third. Steer's aboard with a leadoff double for Orleans. Quincy McAfee of Pepperdine steps in, reached on an error, came around to score when Matt Frazier was hit by a pitch. Matulovic deals pitch number 1 to McAfee. Strike at the knees. That third inning was a wonky one. It was McAfee who started it by reaching on an error. Salgazzo with a bunt single. Got him over. Pat DeMarco loaded the bases with a single. Matt Frazier hit by a pitch to bring in the first and only Orleans run of the day. Breaking ball. Lifted high and shallow into center field. Skylar Hunter comes in on it and makes the grab for out number 1. But yeah, for those of you just joining us, the third inning, the only thing weirder than, or the only thing more exciting than how it started was how it ended. Jax Groshen's one of the better hitters in this Orleans lineup, 0 for 2 today. But he flew out to left field over to Brian Packard. And Packard was pretty deep, probably about, I'd say 40 feet from the warning track. I use the warning track term pretty loosely here. It's an all-grass field. There's no actual warning track. First pitch to Salgazzo, ball on the outside corner. But what happened was it looked like it was going to be a sac fly. As Salgazzo, the man up to bat, was trying to tag from third base. And Brian Packard threw it so hard that he left his feet. It was a strike right to Andrew Millis to get Gazzo at home and end the inning and prevent a 2-0 Orleans lead. Now on a strike at the knees, so now 1-1 on Gazzo. One down man on second. That's Spencer Steer. Started things off with a double off Matulovic, entering his 5th inning of work. Stott backs off him at short. Ground ball through the left side, a base hit. Rounding third, he will be held up by the third base coach of Orleans, Giuseppe Papaccio, which is one of the better names I've heard all year. Another assistant coach for Orleans, Chris Constantine. Head coach Kelly Nicholson in his 15th season. One of the mainstays in this league. Multiple-time manager of the year. He's had some fantastic Orleans teams under his belt. His first team was that 93 team that won the title. They won it in 03 and 2005, as well as 1986. Plus, before 1963, what they consider the start of the modern era here in the Cape. As bunt is shown, but it's foul down the first base line. The Firebirds were one of the more dominant teams. They were in existence since 1946, and actually until 2008 were called the Orleans Cardinals, one of many Cape League teams that had a major league nickname. The Braves, of course. The Anglers out in Chatham used to be the A's, short for the Athletics. The Gatemen, one of the few teams that don't share one. YD. The Red Sox, of course. Harwich, before they were the Harbor Hawks, were the Mets. That one was a ball just low. Pat DeMarco finds himself with a 1-1 count. Showed bunt and pulled back on it. Third to first pickoff attempt. No throw, though, from Matulovic. But as I was saying, back then they were known as the Orleans Cardinals. 7 titles from the stretch from 46 to 63. Righty on righty, Matulovic steps off. Spencer Steer at third, double to start things off. Was moved over by the single, second of the day for Salgazzo. Into left field, got in between Austin Shenton and Bryson Stott. Rip and a miss, good breaking ball, no chance at that one. DeMarco goes down 1-2. Matt Frazier, the man on deck, 1 for 1, was hit by a pitch to drive in that run for Orleans. Ground ball left side, diving stop by Shenton, pops up over to second for 1, over to first. The throw will not be made. The run comes in to score on the 5-4 fielder's choice. Steer in to score. Shenton thought about popping up and making that throw home, but instead shifted his focus over to Oliver Dunn. And retired Salgazzo on the base paths for out number 2. So Pat DeMarco is aboard. He is the sole base runner, reached on again. For those of you keeping score at home, a 5-4 fielder's choice. Moves to 1 for 3 on the day. Now here comes Matt Frazier. Sends that one right into the glove of Shenton. Didn't miss that one. Threw his head out of the way as that one was rocketed. Opposite field power off the bat of the lefty Frazier, and the side is retired. But the Firebirds get one more. They do strand a man, though, but they lead it 2-0 after 4.5 out of 7 today. In game 1 between these two teams, Firebirds lead at 2-0, go to the bottom of the 5th inning on WCTV. Welcome back to Spillane Field. 2-0 Firebirds, able to get another one across on the RBI fielder's choice by Pat DeMarco. So numbers 1 and 2 from Orleans registering an RBI apiece. As I said, it lead at 2-0 through 4.5 in what is going to be a shortened game today because of the double headers. 2 7-inning games coming at you here from WCTV, as well as across the diamond, my two broadcast partners, J.D. Rachi and Cam Stewart, on the Gatemen Baseball Network on the YouTube live stream. You can catch both games on both platforms, every home game, all 22 of them here at Spillane Field for the Wareham Gatemen. Pitching change for the Orleans Firebirds. Into pitch now. Riley Ornito's day is done, and what a day it was. 3 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 5 strikeouts for the sophomore from San Francisco. We knew he was a strikeout machine, and he proved it today. Kenyon Jovan is the pitcher now. We saw him in the Northwoods League last year. I say we. It was me. I was broadcasting the Northwoods League last year, so I got to see some of these guys in what was considered the second or third best league of its kind behind the Cape and maybe the Alaskan League, depending on who you ask, as far as college leagues, collegiate summer leagues. But Jovan getting his first appearance as a pitcher for the Firebirds, but his second appearance overall. He's also a field player. That one hammered into right field. Frazier thought about it. It got under his glove. He couldn't field it. Couldn't decide whether to field it on the short hop or a long hop. And Frazier's having trouble with it. Rounding second, going to third is Austin Shenton. He'll be in there with a head-first slide for a triple. No doubt an error to be scored somewhere there. Matt Frazier misjudged the hop. And that had a tough time getting it off the ground, picking it up with his right hand there in right field. A well-deserved base knock off the bat of Austin Shenton, one of the better hitters, and batting average-wise the second best in the entire Cape League. That one was rocketed, but Kenyon Jovan has an appearance that was back on yesterday. It was yesterday in the 6-2 loss to Catuit. Some controversy surrounding that one. I'll tell you a little more about that. But first, Dominic Clementi is the batter. Kenyon Jovan went 1 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts in that game. Strike right down Broadway to Dom Clementi, right fielder from Michigan. So still waiting on the official scoring on that one from Shenton, and we just got it. So I'm going to rule that a single. Off the bat is Shenton into right field. Was able to advance to second and third on an error by the right fielder Frazier. Second error of the day for the Orleans Firebirds. See if the Gatemen can capitalize. They trail at 2-0, but they have a man on third and nobody out for Dominic Clementi. Ground ball up the middle. This should get a run in. Orleans was playing deep. McAfee fires over to first for the out, but the Gatemen get one back. They trail 2-1. Dominic Clementi with the RBI ground out. You get it done any way you can. Skylar Hunter, the batter, with the bases empty. 2-1 Firebirds. Hunter 0 for 2 was 2 for 4 yesterday with another beautiful bunt single in the 2-0 loss to Harwich. Lifts that one, should be routine in right center field. Racing over is DeMarco, calls off Frazier for out number 2. Oliver Dunn, the batter. 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Very hard hit ball off the bat of the left-hander from Utah. First pitch to Dunn. He shows bunt, drops one down the third base line, racing over, fires over to first. What a fantastic play by Spencer Steer. Fired a dart over to Logan Wyatt at first, and the side is retired. The Gatemen strand 0 but score 1. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Time is running out, but the Gatemen got one back. They trail 2-1 here on WCTV. Welcome back. Top of the 6th inning, 2-1 Firebirds. Gatemen able to get one back. An RBI ground out from Dominic Clementi to score Austin Shenton, but were shut down for the rest of the inning by Kenyon Jovan. The Gatemen themselves go to a pitching change to face Jax Groshans, Logan Wyatt, and Carter Aldretti at least. In this 6th inning, they go to Dominic Savino, the 6'6", 225-pound right-hander out of the University of Albany. Just finished up his junior year there, 3rd appearance. Jax Groshans fouls one off his foot. He's limping around there in the right-handed batter's box. But Savino, in 2 appearances, 2 total innings pitched, has a save under his belt, no walks, 1 strikeout, has given up just 2 hits, no runs given up, earned or otherwise. And this pitching change, like every pitching change this season, brought to you by the Bay Point Club, Onset's 18-hole championship golf course, with a driving range open 7 days a week and senior discounts offered every day and always welcome to the public, so go get to the point. Drew Matulovic, his line on the day, 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, only 1 of them earned. No walks, pair of strikeouts for the junior from Cal. Pretty solid outing. His offense hasn't really been able to back him up. But the way that Riley Ornito pitched today, can't say you can blame him too much. Kenyon Jovan came in, had a pretty successful inning of work, although he did give up a crucial run that now has the Gatemen within 1 of these Firebirds. From the windup, Savino deals that one laced into right field, base knock. Jax Groshans has his first hit of the day. So he's aboard with no one out. Here comes Logan Wyatt. 0 for 2 on the day, but was absolutely robbed by a stellar diving catch out in left center field by Skylar Hunter. Miller sets up outside. First pitch fouled off toward the Gateman dugout. 0-1 to Logan Wyatt. I mentioned that 6-2 loss to Cotuit that the Firebirds fell victim to yesterday. A little bit of controversy surrounding that one. There was a grand slam in the middle of the game by Cotuit shortstop Adam Oviedo. We saw him in the Gatemen's 3rd game of the year, one that they won 4-2. But Oviedo hammered a grand slam down the left field line, and everybody at Eldridge Park, which is the home of the Orleans Firebirds, thought it was foul. But the home plate umpire, of course, has the final call, and he ruled it a fair ball, and it proved to be decisive, as the 4 runs driven in there were the 4 that the Firebirds lost by, 6-2. Now, that happened in the 5th inning, and the Firebirds just weren't able to bounce back, so the offense wasn't helping them out much, but it would have been a tighter game had that gone differently. That was in the top of the 4th inning for Cotuit. Cotuit moved to 2-2 on the year, and that's how the Firebirds fell to 1-3, which is how they entered today's game. Another pickoff attempt over to first. Groshans, a sophomore from Kansas, and at bat Logan Wyatt, a sophomore from Louisville, or Louisville, depending on where you're from. Gatemen trying to push the record to 5-1, but not in a great spot to do so as they trail the Firebirds by 1. Ball 1 inside to Logan Wyatt. One and 2 is the count. Savino yet to give up an earned run in all 3 appearances this year. And got underneath him, it hit his foot. Ruled the first base umpire. Don Snedden's going to go out there and have another chat with him, just making sure Snedden with his palms up, visibly upset, motioning out to the field. I thought it might have gotten under him as both of Wyatt's feet came up kind of one after the other to jump over the ball, galloping style almost. But if this stands, that'll put Groshans at second. And Wyatt at first. With a base knock, the Firebirds could retake that 2-run lead. Conversation over. Don Snedden still firing off some words as he walks back to the dugout. He's upset with the call. Breeze starting to blow in from right to left here at Spillane Field on an otherwise beautiful Sunday afternoon for baseball. Time is called and the visit to the mound. After that one went in the dirt to Carter Aldretti. Sophomore from ASU came in today, one of the best hitters on this Firebirds roster in, albeit a very short season, so small sample size. But pair of strikeouts today under his belt. Chops that one into left field, going to get through for a base knock. Brian Packard comes up with it, fires it home to prevent Jax Groshans from advancing from second to home, but he sits at third base, and the Firebirds have them loaded. Logan Wyatt advances to second. Aldretti with a base knock. Phil Clark, the DH, who ended the second and ended the fourth with his appearances at the plate. A couple of putouts to Oliver Dunn. So I imagine Dunn ready for anything that might come off of Mr. Clark's bat. The freshman from Vanderbilt is 0 for 2 today. Bases loaded, no one out. What could be a big inning for Orleans. Grounded over to short. This could be 2. Over to second for 1. Over to first in time. And the Gatemen retire 2, but surrender a run. And Jax Groshans in to score as Phil Clark grounds into an RBI double play. 6-4-3 for those of you keeping score at home. Carter Aldretti retired at second. Logan Wyatt moves over to third. The third baseman, Spencer Steer, steps in. He's 1 for 2 today. That Gateman double play brought to you by TM Ryder Insurance Agency Incorporated. Package your home and auto insurance for the perfect double play. TM Ryder, steering and securing your course for insurance since 1877. And just as I say that, Steer pops one into the air into center field. Hunter goes back on it and makes the grab to strand a man at third base for the Firebirds. They get one back. They lead it 3-1. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning here on WCTV. Welcome back. 3-1 Firebirds on WCTV. Bottom of the 6th inning. Andrew Vaughn starts things off with a wave and a miss at a good changeup at the knees out of the hand of Kenyon Yovan, making his first appearance as a pitcher for the Kettleers. Or, excuse me, for the Firebirds. He made his first appearance as a hitter yesterday against the Kettleers. That's where that came from. Second pitch, ball outside to Vaughn. Vaughn, despite being 0 for 2 today, An 0 for 3 appearance yesterday in which he struck out twice, as that one is a strike at the letters. Now moving quickly to 1 and 2 on Andrew Vaughn. Is still batting .333 on the year. Excuse me, came in today batting .333, .304 on the year. Both still obviously very respectable clips. Hard breaking ball upstairs, about eye level of Vaughn, so he doesn't take at it. 2 and 2 now to the sophomore from Cal. As I mentioned, 0 for 2 today. Two, up and in, count runs full. Time called. Kenyon Jovan steps back on the bump. Righty working from the windup. Bottom of the 6th, 3-1 Firebirds. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Andrew Vaughn goes down via the K. Is now hitless in his last 6 trips to the plate. First strikeout of the day for Jovan. Brian Packard, the batter, he's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. Swing and a miss. Hard fastball low and in to the righty Packard. Parker Phillips waits on deck. Every single Gateman in the starting 9 today, a sophomore, as far as NCAA eligibility is concerned, just finished up their sophomore years. Look out, dives out of the way of that one. That one runs in on Packard, 2-0. Nope, my initial was correct, 1-1. My apologies on the sophomore from ECU. That one inside as well, 2-1. Gateman answered back to the second Firebirds run of the day. Scored in the top of the 5th inning with one of their own in the bottom of the 5th, and now have to do the same thing if they want to keep it a 1-run deficit in the bottom of the 6th inning. He fouls that one off high, far back into the parking lot, or looks like the trash bay here at Wareham High and Middle School, behind the third base bleachers. That foul ball, if you're in attendance today, you can keep, thanks to attorney Glenn Hannington and his daughter Tevis. Swung and missed on one in the dirt, chased it. And Groshans picks it up and taps Packard on his way back to the dugout to complete the strikeout. The Firebirds fire it around the horn. And that is now 5 straight retired by Firebirds pitching after that single by Austin Shenton to start off the 5th inning. Offensive struggles continue for the Gatemen. 4 hits, 4 men left on base, just 1 run to show for it. Breaking ball upstairs for ball 1 to Parker Phillips. He's 0 for 1 today, was hit by a pitch in the 2nd, but was stranded. Was a victim of Riley Ranito's 4th strikeout of the day, back in the 4th inning. The 1-0, swing and a miss at a fastball at the shoulders. Here comes the 1-1 from Jovan. Glove down, winds up, deals. Fly ball, foul territory, first base side. That'll clear the fence. Logan Wyatt gave chase and gave up. Two strikeouts through an inning and 2/3 for Kenyon Jovan. His 25th pitch of the afternoon. Coming up here, 15th of the inning. From the windup, he deals way outside, 2-1. 2-2, I should say. Firebirds jumped out to a 1-0 lead for those of you joining us in the third inning. Two teams traded runs in the fifth. They added one in the sixth. Swing and a miss. He tipped it into the glove. Kenyon Yovan, the position player, strikes out the side. Sophomore from Oregon made mincemeat of the 3-4-5 of the Wareham Gatemen. Usually a pretty ferocious combination for Wareham, but was able to do absolutely nothing today. Last chance for the Gatemen coming up in the bottom of the seventh, but first the top of the seventh coming at you after these messages. 3-1 Firebirds on WCTV. Miller, or 3-1 Firebirds, excuse me, in the top of the seventh inning. Another pitching change, and this one is always brought to you by the Bay Point Club. Onset's 18-hole championship golf course with a driving range open 7 days a week and senior discounts offered every day and always welcome to the public. So get to the point. The new arm is Thomas Miller. Dominic Savino's day is done. Gave up 1 earned run on 2 hits, no walks, no strikeouts for the junior from Albany. And then the junior from Siena College takes over. Miller 6'2", 215. Left-hander with an inflated 9.0 ERA. His third appearance out of the bullpen for the Gatemen. Against Katua, did not register an out and gave up a hit. No earned runs, though. His first appearance against Harwich. Gave up 1 run on 1 hit through the 5 batters he faced. Gets a swing and a miss on that one. Quincy McAfee makes quick work of the sophomore from Pepperdine. 1 up, 1 down for Thomas Miller, so bouncing back nicely from a couple of rough bullpen outings, able to wipe those from his mind. That strikeout, as always, brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. Here comes a 9-hole hitter. Salgazzo takes strike 1 at the knees. Lifts that one into shallow center field. Going to get down for a base hit. Brian Packard fields it and gets it into second base. Man aboard with 1 out for Orleans. That is Salgazzo's 3rd single to the left side of the day. 3-4-3. Has been retired twice on the base paths, though, already, so we'll see if the Gatemen can get something going here that could potentially lead to that happening again. Last time it was on a RBI 5-4 fielder's choice by this guy right here, Pat DeMarco. Breaking ball, heck of a pitch out of the hand of Miller. Dove in, crossed left to right. So ran inside to the righty, Pat DeMarco. From the stretch, Miller, the lefty, working, tries a pickoff move over to first. Back in there safely is Gazzo. Game 2 of this doubleheader affair this Sunday afternoon will get started 30 minutes after the conclusion of the first one. That one fouled straight back. Oh, and 2 quickly to Gazzo, or excuse me, DeMarco. DeMarco 1 for 3 today with a single to go with that RBI fielder's choice. Miller sets. And another pickoff move. Just takes that right knee and moves it forward. Or in the direction of his foot, I should say, where his toes are pointed instead of going forward to the plate. So you can be a little trickier as a lefty picking over to first as you can if you're a righty picking over to third. The pitch up and away. Millis pops up to his feet. Make sure it doesn't go to the backstop here at Spillane. Miller now goes to the plate. That one outside again, 2-1. 2-2, excuse me, is the count. Everybody in the Cape League off on Monday except for those who had that rain out on Wednesday. But the Gatemen were able to play on Wednesday against Harwich. That was a 3-2 walk-off winner as time is called. So the Gatemen will be off tomorrow. We'll get things started again with back-to-back home games on Monday and Tuesday. Welcome the Chatham Anglers here to Spillane Field on Tuesday the 19th and on Wednesday the 20th. Gatemen get their first look at the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. And then just Bourne left to play in the West Division. Season ends as that one is laced down the left field line but foul. I was saying the season ends with back-to-back games, a home and home against the Bourne Braves. Take a look around the league at all the games going on today. All 10 teams playing double headers. Cotuit takes game 1 against YD 5-4. Harwich all over Falmouth, 8-0. Rooster and Hyannis 3-3 in the top of the 8th. Chatham over Bourne 4-2 in the bottom of the 5th. And YD over Cotuit 2-1 in game 2 of that doubleheader. Of course, this one right here in the top of the 7th, it's Orleans 3, Wareham 1. Pickoff attempt over to first, and they've got him in a run down over to Stott at second. Got him sliding head first into second. He had no chance there. Very well coordinated by the Gatemen defense. A 1-3-6 putout for those of you keeping score at home. And now, wouldn't you know it, that is the third time that Sal Gazzo has singled, and that's the third time he has been put out in some capacity on the base paths. So he was never stranded, so that in a vacuum is pretty nice. Ball one up high to Pat DeMarco. He's 1 for 3 today, RBI fielder's choice, and a single as well. Now one strike 3 called at the knees. That strikeout brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. First strikeout of the day for Thomas Miller. Second, I should say, and it retires the side. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Last chance for the Gatemen. They trail the Firebirds 3-1 here on WCTV. We'll be right back. bottom of the 7th inning. Walk-off time or lost time for the Gatemen. I suppose the third alternative is technically extra innings, but given the shortened nature of these doubleheaders, I suppose that's the least desirable outcome for these two teams. They might just rule it a tie, now that I think about it. But right now, the Gatemen have 2 runs to chase. Bryson Stott, first man to try to get to Kenyon Jovan, who has been lights out for the Firebirds out of the bullpen. That one hammered foul. 1-2 on Bryson Stott. It'll be Stott, Millis, and Shenton, 6, 7, 8. Try to get something going and deliver a second walk-off of the year here at Spillane Field on Father's Day. Stott 1 for 2 today. That one looping foul down the left field line. Stott batting .263 on the year. USA leading 30 doubles. I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast for him out of UNLV. Really successful sophomore campaign. That one laced into center field, or left center field, I should say, for a base hit. And the Gatemen are not dead just yet. They've got something aboard here with no one out. Andrew Millis, the batter, he's 1 for 2 today, single and a strikeout. The strikeout was back in the 4th inning. Sophomore from Missouri State, again with that low crouch lefty stance. Lifts that one foul down the left field line. Been about 3 of the last 4 balls have gone over there. Austin Shenton waits on deck. He's 1 for 2 as well. In the bottom of the lineup, getting it done offensively for the Gatemen today. 3, 4, 5 has been rendered pretty much silent. 5 strikeouts between those 3 hitters alone in 9 collective plate appearances. That one lifted straight back foul, so still 2 strikes. Now on Andrew Millis, he represents the tying run. Bryson Stott with a leadoff single sits at first. Jovan sets, holds a glove belt high, arms perpendicular. Hard ground ball through the right side into right field for a base hit. Rounding second, going to third is Bryson Stott, and he is in there standing up. A single by Andrew Millis puts runners at the corners. Bryson Stott able to get over to third. That one under the outstretched arm of Logan Wyatt. And the Gatemen have life in them yet. Now here comes Austin Shenton, just the guy you want to see. If you're rooting for the Gatemen here tonight, he's got runners at the corners with no one out, represents the game-winning run. Out in front of his spot is Jax Groshans, making sure his defense are all on the same page, giving some signs. Corners in, pinched up the middle for Orleans. We have an exciting ending to this one. More late-inning heroics in store for the Gatemen. Let's find out. Breaking ball misses low. Austin Shenton ahead 1-0. Jovan set. Both arms at a right angle. Glove out in front of him about letters high. The pitch. Fastball. Got away from Groshans behind the play, but able to corral it eventually. So both runners hold. 2-0, though, is the count on Shenton. That one ran inside on Shenton, the left-hander. It's snow-coned out of the glove of Jax Groshans behind the plate. Like I said, was able to track it down. Now here we are with a 2-0 count. The runner's still at the corners with nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. The Gatemen are chasing 2 runs. The pitch. Missed it outside. The fastball misses. Makes it 3-0. here a little bit of action in the Orleans bullpen. As Jovan is struggling to even start to get out of the seventh. Get me over pitch does just that, 3-1. Dom Clemente on deck, 0-for-2 with an RBI ground out back in the 5th inning. The only Gatemen run of the day. Firebirds scored 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th, and 1 in the 6th. That one lifted high and deep into right field, and it's gone! A walk-off home run out of nowhere. And the Gatemen win it. My goodness, I'm stunned. It happened so quickly. Runners at the corners, no one out. Austin Shenton proving that his leg is just fine in the bottom of the 7th inning. A walk-off shot, line drive home run off the bat of Austin Shenton. And the Gatemen win it. They move to 5-1 on the year. And Kenyon Jovan's day, after he was so good in the 6th inning, he struck out the side. He struck out Andrew Vaughn, Brian Packard, and Parker Phillips on an embarrassingly small number of pitches. And Bryson Stott led things off with a single. Andrew Millis singled him over to 3rd, and Austin Shenton with his first homer of the year. An absolute missile over the right field wall gives the Gatemen the win. That home run, of course, brought to you by Eastern Propane and Oil. With that home run, another scholarship to the Gatemen Youth Clinic, donated by Eastern Propane and Oil. And the Youth Clinics, of course, brought to you by Robertson's GMC. The Gatemen walk-off winners in this one, 5-1, are the Gatemen on the year. The Orleans Firebirds, a heartbreaker to start off Father's Day, sends them down to 1-4. 4-3 is your final score here from Spillane Field. That's all from me. My name's been Henrique Demore. Thank you so much for tuning into this broadcast of Gatemen Baseball on WCTV. In half an hour, Game 2 between these two teams. We'll have it on WCTV as well as the Gatemen Baseball Network on YouTube.com/Wareham Gatemen. Thanks for listening. Again, your final from Game 1 from Spillane Field. Gatemen 4, Firebirds 3. Thanks for listening. Have a great rest of your Father's Day.